first and the foremost one, today we will be discussing about which one? That is science and technology. Science and technology. Now, the first and the foremost one, what is science and what is technology? First thing, what is science and what is technology? Science andre eno, technology andre eno. First thing we should discuss is. Second one, why we need to study? Why we need to study this part? Second, and the third one, how to study this? What, why, and how? What, why, and how with respect to our the science and technology. What is science and what is technology? Online, yes, audible. Okay, yes, Meenakshi, I'll be covering everything within 40 hours. Okay, we'll see. Now, the first and the foremost one, what is it? What is science and what is technology? First, what is science and what is technology? First. Now, the first and the foremost one, what is science? What is the definition of science? Now, as simple as that, can I say science is a branch? Science is a branch of what? Applied science, which deals with respect to which one? Which deals with respect to concept of life. Yes or no? Yes, science, it is a branch which studies about what? Which studies about a concept called as life. Okay, sir, science andre okay, gotaito. About life. Now, what do you mean by technology? What do you mean by technology? First. Okay, development, or as simple as that, can I say technology is a application part of the science? As simple as that, application part of what? Application part of our basic science, we call it as technology. Now, sir, okay, you said basic. Now, which all comes under basic science? Which all comes under our basic science? First, which all comes under our basic science? First one, exactly, yes. First and the foremost one, it is the physics. The second one, it is our chemistry or biology. Physics, biology, and the third major important one, it is I can say which one? That is our chemistry. Yes or no? It is chemistry. Now, sir, okay. Now, what is physics? What is biology? And what is a chemistry? What is chemistry? First, what is chemistry? Be active. Yes, exactly, online. The application of the conceptual knowledge we call as technology. Yes. Now, can I say the first one, at least what is biology? It is a study of what? The life forms. The study of the life forms. The study of the life forms. Now, as simple as that, whenever you are studying about any of this sub classification, you should know only two things. Which all two things? One is definition part and examples. Now, what is the example of biology? Example of biology. What are the examples? The first and the foremost example, can I say in a simple terms called as plants and animals? How the? Studying about the plants and animals. Plants and animals comes under what? Biology. Now, second one. What is physics and Reno? What is chemistry? What is physics? And what do you mean by chemistry? First, exactly, yes. Again, it's a branch of science which discusses about what? Which discusses about the particle physics, or which discusses about which one? The physical components of universe. The physical component of universe. See, I said this is one. Which one? The life structure and the physical structure of our universe. We call it as the physics part, or as simple as that, physical part. Example ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ? Physical part with respect to our physics. It is as simple as that. As simple as that, light. Yes or no? As simple as that, light. First one. The second major important one, it is sound. Second one, sound. Third one, what is the third one? It is third one, energy. Yes or no? These are the basic, I can say, the particles or the physics which we'll be studying, which we will be studying here. The next one, what do you mean by chemistry? What do you mean by chemistry? Exactly, online following. Yes, it is. Chemistry is nothing but what? The study of the components, the structures, the chemical layers. Yes or no? Yes, as simple as that. It is a branch of science which discusses about what? Which discusses about the chemical composition. First and foremost one here is which one? The chemical composition. First one. Second one, it is the chemical structure. Followed by, we'll also be studying about the chemical functions also. Yes or no? We'll be studying about the chemical, the functions also, and this we call it as chemistry. Now this complete three branches, it comes under which one? This complete three things comes under, I can say, the basic science part. The basic, the science apart, we call it as, I can say, the different types with respect to our basic science. Basic science, as simple as that, it's a branch of science which majorly discuss about what? I can say the different life forms and its components or the structures. We call it as the basic structures or basic science. Sir, what are different types in the Keladre? What are different types? It's our, I can say, biology, the physics and chemistry. Yes or no? Biology is nothing but what? Which studies about the life forms. Which studies about the life forms. Second one, physics, which studies about the physical aspects of nature. Physical aspects of nature or physical aspects of universe. Which talks about the light, which talks about the sound, which talks about energy. Yes. Third one, with respect to our chemistry, which talks about what? The chemical components, the structures and their functions. Can you give some examples of chemistry? Atoms, proton, neutrons, I completely agree. It has electrons, the protons, neutrons, okay. We'll be studying here. Also, we'll be studying about what the chemical structures in it. Major and a major important one here is amino acids. We'll be studying about which one? The basics of proteins, that is our amino acids. We'll be studying about what? We'll be studying about, I can say, the carbohydrates. We'll be studying about the lipids. We'll be studying about the proteins, the vitamins. Yes or no? Yes, all this comes under our third branch. We call it as chemistry. Now, sir, okay, namge ishta artha aitu. Now, what do you mean by technology? Now, what is technology and what do you mean by, I can say, a technology? Yes, what is technology now? First one. Now, science, okay now. Now, what do you mean by technology? First, what do you mean by technology? Yes, online, perfect, okay. Exactly, online I'll be completing the complete science and technology. Which one? Exactly. See, as simple as that, application part of the basic science. The application part. Which one application andre? It is application part of our basic science. We call it as technology. Now, in the present times, which is important? Is the basics, I can say basic science is important or the technology is important? Which one do you think is important? See, both are important. The basic science is also important. At the same time, advanced level in the present times, it is also important. Nothing but what? Application part of this basics. We call it as our technology. And this subject we call it as science and technology and will be applying or will be using a basic concept to study which one? The technology part. To study about the technology. Okay, sir, done. Now, if you want to study about technology, which all concepts which all concepts will be studying with respect to basic science and application part. Yadappa. Now can we know which all comes under the application part of the basic science? First one. Now by using this physics, which all branches or which all concept we can study? Which all concept we can study? It is as simple as that. Highest and the highest, the core one here is which one? That is space of the physics. Yes or no? Sir, space andre no. It is as simple as that. We'll be studying a basic concept of particles, the basic concept of physical composition. Whereas by using this, we'll be studying which one? The space technology. Under space technology, we will be studying about from basics in the. We'll be studying about what is orbits. We'll be studying about what is orbits and Reno. We'll be studying about the launch vehicles. Kelidra, what are different launch vehicles? It is as simple as that. We'll be studying our traditional vehicles like SLV. Now in the present times we have two vehicles called as PSLV and GSLV. Yes or no? And again GSLV has also been renamed. No. But as simple as that, we'll be using which one? That is PSLV as well as GSLV. PSLV as well as GSLV. We'll be studying this. Forward we'll be studying about different engines. We'll be studying about different engines. Yav engines are pahile? We'll be studying about supersonic engines, cryogenic engines, ramjet engines. Yes or no? Ramjet, scramjet, we'll discuss everything. At the same time, we'll also be discussing, not only space, we'll also be studying about which one? That is the space composition. Space composition yavdu? It includes our moon, it includes our sun, it includes our Mars. Yes or no? We have launched MOM, that is Mars Orbiter Mission. We have launched Chandrayana 3 recently. We have also launched Aditya L1 to study about the sun to Lagrange point. ಇಲ್ಲಿ we'll be studying about what is GTO andre no? What is GTO? Geo transfer orbit. We'll be studying this geo transfer orbit. We'll also be studying about which one? We'll also be studying about, I can say, the Lagrange point also. We'll be studying about the Lagrange, the points also. Yes or no? We'll be studying this. Sir, ishtena sir application part of physics antandre, obviously we have n number of topics which all comes under I can say application part of physics. Application part of the physics. I said first one, it is our which one? It is as simple as that, the space technology. The space technology first one. Now what is the second one? It is as simple as that. Now what do you mean by defense technology? What do you mean by defense technology? First, defense andre no. What do you mean by defense technology? See, as simple as that, application part of space. Application part of the space. If we are using the space technology rather than for research, if we are using it for offensive purpose, if we are using this, I can say, application part of space for increasing our defense, increasing our security, enhancing our national security, we call it as what? We call it as defense technology. We call it as defense technology. Now can you give some examples of defense technology which all will be studying with respect to defense? It is as simple as that. The first and the foremost one, it is which one? That is missiles. Will be studying about missiles? Yes or no? First one, second one. Sir, missiles ಓದಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಓದ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ majorly will be studying about, highly important, ella varsha there will be question about this IGMDP. Now what is this IGMDP? It is Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. We'll be studying this. And this program, it is also called as which one? APJ Abdul Kalam Program. APJ Abdul Kalam program. Yes, highly important one. Illi, we have launched our, I can say, 5 different missiles we'll be studying here. 5 different missiles will be studying. It is as simple as that. It is a Patan. We'll see which is surface to surface, which is surface to air, which is anti-ballistic missile, and which has higher speed, which has lower speed. Higher and lower and reno. It is subsonic yadu, supersonic yadu, hypersonic yadu. We will discuss. We will discuss. Not only this, we'll also be discussing about the foreign missiles also. Foreign missiles. Yadu foreign missiles so. Any no? Foreign missiles. It is as simple as that. Missiles which includes BrahMos. Yes or no? It is BrahMos. See, Rafale is an helicopter. Yes or no? I'm talking about missiles. It is BrahMos. It is BrahMos. Now, what is BrahMos, Andre? It is Brahmaputra and Moscow. As simple as that. This program has been, I can say, designed and developed by India and Russia. As simple as that. Yes. Okay, alva. See, science and technology nimge kashta anstirutte. Yenike antandre you don't know how to read. And you don't know how to remember also. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮೋಸ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕತೆ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ 4 ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮೋಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಯಾರು second major important one why this BrahMos is important for India third one what is the speed what is the launch pad mugit end of the story and the same thing applies to our Barak missile also kelidira it is Barak missile yes see I'm not making you fear rather than I'm giving an idea about any notebook illi yes or no we'll be studying about the BrahMos also we'll be studying about Barak we'll be studying about I can say recent advancement which has been done by India with respect to collaboration with respect to defense we'll be studying this sir missiles matra nena antandre we'll be studying about which one we'll be studying about next one it is we'll be studying about scorpions. We'll be studying about scorpions. Yes, we'll be studying about scorpions. Now, what do you mean by scorpions or what do you mean by the submarines and Reno? What do you mean by submarines? Really, no, yaar pantro. Okay, would have studied about submarines. Okay, recent I noticed news alito. It is AUKUS. Kelidira. AUKUS. What is AUKUS? It is nuclear submarine. Illi will be discussing about submarine. See, sub andre no. It is first as simple as that. What is marine? Water. Below water idre we call it as what? Submarines. Now, with respect to submarine function ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it want energy. ಮತ್ತೆ ground ಮತ್ತೆ surface ಬಂದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ರೆ don't you think it is under the radar of the opposing country? If it want to stay in underground or I can say underwater, it need to I can say stay for maximum period. Nothing but it want to generate maximum energy within water. Maximum energy elinda barutha sir anta kelidre it is not with respect to diesel or petrol. It comes majority from nuclear. Nothing but again if it is nuclear I can stay for months. I can stay for months with respect to where? With respect to water. We'll be studying. Sir, ಇಲ್ಲಿ submarines ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ we have which one? It is which one? It is Calvary class. It is Calvary class which has been developed by Mazgon Dock Limited anta. It is present in where? Mumbai. We'll discuss this. Followed by we'll also be discussing about which one? The carrying vehicle also. We will be discussing about which one? The carrying vehicle also. The carrying vehicle also n number of concepts also will be discussing that is which one yadu antandre will also be discussing about Vikrant Vikramaditya etc. Yes, this is the first and the foremost one with respect to our I can say application part of the space application part of I can say defense technology okay na sir idayitu now ishtena sir physics alli ododu antandre okay yes sir classes ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಬಂದಷ್ಟು ಓಕೆ ಸರ್ ಹಾಗಂತ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಬಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕವರಿಂಗ್ ಬೋತ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕವರ್ 2023 ಇಂದ 2024 ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಸಿ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ 6 to 7 ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರನೇ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 5. ಓಕೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ 11 ಆಯಿತು. 11 into 2, 22 hours, done. But majority questions come from this section. Majority questions with respect to physics in the application part ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ majority comes from which one? That is our, I can say, the space technology and application part of space we call it as defense. And the next major important application we call it as IT. Next major important application part of, I can say, physics we call it as IT. Sir, under IT, now what is IT? Information technology. Information technology. Now can I say application part of the light? Application part of light we call it as information technology. Now under information technology we'll be studying about which all topics? ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ ಸರ್, ಇದನ್ನ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. Which all will be studying? First online, yes. Information technology, yes. Yes, exactly, yes. Nuclear submarines, online, perfect. Information technology. Now under information technology we'll be studying about the first and the foremost one, we'll be studying about generations. Now if I want to study about this generations, I want to know about what? Electromagnetic spectrum ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. Yes or no? I need to know about the bands, I need to know about the spectrums. We'll be studying this. Followed by we'll be studying about different generations. 1G ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸರ್, 2G ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. Now I'll be only discussing about which one? That is, what is the difference between 4G, 5G and 6G? Maximum the difference, ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಮುಗಿದ ಕತೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Second major important one I'll be discussing about, after learning about generations, we will be discussing about which one? Li-Fi. Now what is Li-Fi? Okay, ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. It is, what is Wi-Fi? It is, what is Wi-Fi? It is wireless fidelity. Wireless fidelity. Now if it is wireless fidelity, don't you think we have connected via optical fiber? If it is connected via optical fiber, why it is called as wireless? Hope you getting? Yes, Wi-Fi ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ obviously ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು. It works on this principle. Which principle? It is total internal reflection. Total internal reflection. Now if this is a concept, why are we calling it as wireless fidelity? Siddhu, engineering. Yes, we'll discuss that. Second one, now second one here is, second one we are talking about which one? The recent concept recently, Andhra Pradesh has tried this Li-Fi, that is light fidelity. The light of fidelity, we'll be discussing this light of fidelity. ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ after this ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ ಸರ್, ಇದನ್ನು ಟೀಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. Not only this, we'll be discussing about which one? The major and a major important one here is blockchain technology. ಕೇಳಿದಿರಾ? It is not Bitcoin. I won't be discussing about Bitcoin. Bitcoin ಬಗ್ಗೆ questions ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. Because the technology behind this Bitcoin here is blockchain technology. And by using this blockchain technology, the central bank has developed which one? It is CBDC. Sir, ಕೇಳ್ತಾರ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಜಮಾನದಿವೆಲ್ಲ. But the recent one here is which one? The recent one here is, they'll discuss or they'll ask a question on super coins. They'll ask a question on NFT. What is NFT? Non-fungible tokens. Non-fungible tokens. Are you aware about this? Super coins, about NFT, about CBDC? At least are you aware about who is the founder of blockchain technology? ಯಾರು? Okay. Yes. ಬಸವಣ್ಣನ? ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Okay. ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. And I can't also criticize. Now he is considered as what? It is Vishwaguru, or a cultural leader, cultural father of Karnataka. Yes, okay. Okay, thank you Ashok. Okay. See, appreciate ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ನಾನು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Okay. Now sir, ಇಷ್ಟೇನಾ ಸರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ we'll also be discussing about which one? That is about supercomputers. ಕೇಳಿದಿರಾ? ನೀವೇನು ಕೇಳಿರ್ತೀರ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. Now what is the difference between supercomputers versus quantum computers? ಖತಮ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್. ಹಾಂ, ಸೂಪರ್ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ರಾಂಗ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ what is the difference? I'm asking about what is the difference? As simple as that, speed. Yes or no? Which is more speedier? It is quantum. Second one, which is more secure? Quantum. Which is more difficult to develop? Quantum. Sir, ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ obviously no, because the future generations will be faster, nothing but delaying speed will be lesser, latency will be lesser, followed by privacy kuda it will be more secure. With respect to your data will also be secure. Quantum. And this quantum works on three principles. Three principles. ಏನೇನಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನೋ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ 0 at 1, 0 and 1, ಫಾರ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಸೂಪರ್ ಇಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್, ಎಂಟ್ಯಾಂಗಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಎಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಎಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಬೇಡ. ಎಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಮ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ. ನಾವು ಸರ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ನ್ಯೂಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ವೈ ವಾಸ್ ಎ ನ್ಯೂಸ್? ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ DRDO has tested this quantum technology in a state called as UP. We'll be discussing this. Just see each and everything. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಇರ್ತೀರ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ I'm saying. Yes, that is my assurance. Okay, this is with respect to our ಸರ್ ಇಷ್ಟೇನಾ ಸರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. It is always higher. And the next major important one will be discussing about particle physics also. The difficult concept of physics anta kelidre we call it as particle of physics. Now sir ನಾವು ಓದಿರೋದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಓದಿರೋದು ಒಂದೇ, it is neutrons anta. It is not actually neutrons, it is neutrinos. Exam ನೋಡಿ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ about LIGO mission, about advanced LIGO ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು. As simple as that. Sir, what is neutrons anta kelidre? It is as simple as that. It is a particle physics. And this studies about a concept of what? Origination of what? Origination of universe. And how are we studying this origination of universe? Via a concept called as gravitational force. Via a concept called as dark matter. Kelidira? Via a concept called as dark energy. All this concept has been studied where? Has been studied at LIGO. What is LIGO? Laser Interferometry Gravitational Observatory. Yes, it is as simple as that. LIGO mission. We'll be discussing this. We will be discussing this as well. Yes. Okay, Alva. Yes, we'll be discussing with respect to physics. Physics ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ first and foremost one we talked about the basic science. Now what is science? It's a branch of science which majorly discusses about the fundamental aspect of life. Sir, fundamental aspect of life anta kelidre it includes our three things. One is our biology, one is physics and chemistry. Biology majorly talks about the life forms. Second one here is physics. What is physics? Physics majorly talks about the concept which studies about physics or the physical aspect of nature. Okay, no, physical aspect of nature. Third one, it is chemistry. What is chemistry? Again, it is a branch of science which majorly discuss about the chemical composition, its structure, its functions, metabolic rate, etc. Yes. Okay, alva. Sir, isella admele what is technology anta kelidre? It is as simple as that. Application part of our basic science, we call it as technology. Yes. One address ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಣ. Now, next one we have discussed about which one? That is, I can see the application of physics can be studied from where? Space technology. Maximum questions this year will be on a space technology. ಓದ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ನ್ಯೂಸಲ್ಲಿ recently the Indian government has launched, or I can say proposed, for the establishment of which one? For the establishment of Indian space station. ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಾ? It is not international space station. It is Indian space station will be established by which year? By ಯಾವಾಗ? 2035 or 2040? It is 2040. By 2040, or as simple as that, by 2047. 100th year of celebration of independence, we will be, I can say, Atma Nirbharata with respect to space. Sir, this one anta kelidre. Second one, recently 100% FDI has been liberalized. 100% FDI has been liberalized. Third news here is, third news yaudidu? It is New Space India Limited. Kelidira? It is NSIL. NSIL is not good. NSIL andre enu anta. What is anthrax? What is anthrax? Commercial wing of ISRO. Mat idenidu? It is New Space India Limited. Don't you think it is a commercial arm? Now what is the third major important one? In space. Yes? Heli noda. What is NSIL? What is anthrax? And what is in space? What is their work? Private companies. Yaudu? In space. Iವರು? Okay.
So ISRO can concentrate on.
Okay. Yadu. Okay. See, as simple as that, marketing arm of ISRO. Which one? That's anthrax. Second one here is, I can say, supporting branch of ISRO, NSIL. Barisini vela discuss martini. Just simple examples. Third one, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತೀರಾ? Okay. Third one, it is in space here is nothing but as simple as that, going for the private public collaborations. Going for private and public collaborations. Sir, ishtena sir antandre, there are a number of news also. Recently, the first private satellite has also been launched. Private rocket has been launched. In ಹೆಸರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. And recently, I can say, from Chitradurga, we have recently launched Pushpak. What is Pushpak? What is Pushpa 2? What is Pushpak? It is reusable launch vehicle, TD anta. What is TD? It is test demonstrator. The Pushpak has been launched. Pakka kele keltiri vella. With respect to our KPSC, for sure there will be a question on this Pushpak. For sure there will be a question on this Pushpak. Yes. And also we will be studying about all this concept, which includes our, I can say, the virtual reality and Reno. What do you mean by bitcoins, the blockchains, super coins and Reno, sub coins, NFT, non-fungible tokens. We'll be discussing about basics in the from advanced level. Yes, at least I'll be taking, with respect to application part of physics, at least I'm taking 8 to 10 classes. Minimum I'm saying. 8 to 10 classes. Yes. Now, next one it is biology. Now, under biology, I said it's a sub-branch, or as simple as that, it's a basic science. And application part of biology, we call it as what? Application part, which all will be studying, we come under, or it comes under biotechnology. Biotechnology. Now, sir, what do you mean by biotechnology? What do you mean by biotechnology? Yes, fast. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಯೋಲ್ ಏನು ಓದ್ತೀವಿ? Biotechnology. As simple as that. This is clear? Biology is nothing but, I can say, the study of life. And application part of the biology, we call it as biotechnology. Under this biotechnology, we'll be studying about which all concepts. Again, from static in Dalva, we'll be studying about the first and the foremost one, a concept of cell. Cell andreno. Sir, ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ ಇಲ್ಲ? Directly in the topic? Yes. Second one we'll be discussing about, I can say, types of cells. Types of cells, which all comes under types of cells? Plants, animal cell. Second one, classification of cells. ಇವಾಗ ಹೇಳಿ. Single, nuclear ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, double, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು. It is eukaryotic as well as prokaryotic. Already they've asked a question, basic question on this in UPSC twice, about plant cell and Reno, about animal cell, plant cell, about animal cell, and they've also discussed about which one? That is prokaryotic. We'll be discussing about prokaryotic as well as eukaryotic. We'll be discussing. Third one will be discussing about, I can say, the structure and composition. Structure and the composition of what? Structure and the composition of the cell. Yes, which is called as post office of the cell. What is post office? Which cell component we call it as post office of the cell? It is Golgi complex or Golgi apparatus. Yes, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದು ಒಂದೇ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಪವರ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. ಎಸ್, now second major important one is which a cell organelle we call it as kitchen of the cell. Nucleus. Nucleus ಏನಂತಾರೆ? Huh? It is chlorophyll. It is called as solar panels. Ribosomes? No. Huh? Which one? It is plastids? No. And which one we call it as suicide bags of the cell? It is lysosomes. ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತು, ಎರಡು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. Okay, hope you're getting. Yes, we'll be discussing each and everything with respect to structure and with respect to composition. Yes, ಈ ಸರಿ ಟೀಚ್ ಮಾಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮುಗೀತು, ಮರಿಲೇಬಾರ್ದು. It is once done, done for life. Yes, we'll be discussing this. Third one, structure and composition. We'll be discussing about each and everything. Cell wall andre eno, cell membrane. We'll be discussing about what is ribosomes, what is mitochondria, what is nucleus, Golgi apparatus, etc., etc., as well as chlorophyll also. Chlorophyll also will be discussing under which one? The structure and the composition. Structure and the composition. Adadmele majorly will be studying about which one? Majorly will be studying about the fourth one, we call it as nucleus. Fourth one we call it as nucleus. While studying about nucleus, we'll be studying about which one? We'll be studying about DNA direct agi. Huh? Yes, we'll be studying about a broader one called as chromosomes. Again, under chromosomes, we'll be discussing about what is telomere, metacentric or centromere andre eno, P arm, Q arm. Sir, adella beda antandre we'll be discussing at least with respect to our, I can say, the sex chromosomes as well as somatic chromosomes. Kelidira? Yes, it is allosomes as well as autosomes. Allo as well as auto. Allo is nothing but what? Sex chromosomes. Auto is nothing but which can exactly replicate. Enidu? Somatic chromosomes. Somatic chromosomes. Sir, ivella beka antandre beke bekilli. Enike antandre while discussing about our chromosomal aberrations. Example direct kelidare about Patau syndrome, Edwards syndrome. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದು ಒಂದೇ, ಡೌನ್ ಸಿಂಡ್ರೋಮ್. ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರಾ? Obviously no. They'll ask you a question on what is Klinefelter. They'll ask you a question on Turner syndrome. They'll ask you a question on superwomen. ಕೇಳಿದ superwomen? ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ತಿಕ್? ಕೇಳಿಲ್ವಾ? Okay, clear? Okay. It is superwomen. It is nothing but what? One extra chromosome. We'll be discussing about what? Chromosomal aberrations. And chromosomal aberrations ali we'll be discussing about, I can say, Edward, Patau, Down syndrome also, Turner syndrome, Klinefelter. Yes, followed by, sir, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ chromosomal aberrations ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is recently the government has launched what? A sickle celled anemia elimination program. ಕೇಳಿದಿರಾ? Sickle celled anemia elimination, a program by which year? By 2047. If you want to study this concept, you need to know about chromosomal aberrations. At least chromosomes by ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. Followed by, you should also know about what? DNA. You should also know about DNA. DNA andre ಏನು? Nucleoside andre ಏನು? Nucleotide andre ಏನು? Yes, sir, site andre site, tide andre washing powder ನಿರ್ಮಾ. Yes, as simple as that. Yes or no? At us, we need to know about nucleoside andre ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು? Nucleotide you should know. For the base pairs andre ಏನು? Yes, sugar, the phosphate. Yes, we'll be discussing all this concepts with respect to our, I can say, basic one, part 1 ali, biotechnology part 1, this is basics. And second major important part 2 ali, we'll be studying about which all things? One ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ advanced level. Little bit about advanced level exactly. At us, genes ಬಗ್ಗೆ. Genes. Second one will be studying about which one? Genome ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Genes ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? genome ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Yes. Third one, gene mapping ಕೇಳಿದಿರಾ? Gene mapping, gene profiling. Yes or no? ಕೇಳಿದಿರಾ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ? Yes. Will be studying this. Okay, ಸಾಕು ಬಿಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಂ. Yes, but all these are important. Exactly online perfect. Yes, by 2047. Yes, we'll also be studying. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ we'll also be studying about what is transcription ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, translation ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, replication. Yes, see whatever it is important for exam ಅಷ್ಟನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ಟೀಚ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಾನು. Yes, see that is my target also always. ನನಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ವೇಸ್ಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಲಿಟ್ರಲಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್. Yes, ನಂಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು, or else not really useful. And we'll be discussing about, I can say, ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸರ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಓದಬೇಕು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ GEAC, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ GEAC? Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee has approved what? Has approved Dara mustard. ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಾ? DMH11 has been approved. If you want to study this, you should know this. Exam ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ, they'll ask a question on this basics. Yes, there are n number of GM crops which have been developed in India. If you want to know about genetic modification, you should know about what is genes, what is genome, what is, I can say, gene mapping also. Yes or no? Yes. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೇನು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕೇನು? You should know about what is cloning, and this cloning works on which one? A technology called as stem cells. Now, while discussing about stem cells, you should know about what is totipotency, pluripotency and reno. Yes or no? All this you should know about a stem cells, and followed by we'll be discussing about, I can say, the cloning, and first cloned animal yadu? Which is the first cloned animal? It is dolly. Yes or no? It is sheep. Yes, it is sheep, and it has been named as, I can say, the dolly. It has been named as dolly. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫೇವ್ರೇಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಸ್ ದಟ್. ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. ಎಸ್. ನಾವು ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಸರ್ ಓದಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇನ್ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ. ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೇಜರ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇನ್ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ. ಸರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಇನ್ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ ವಿಚ್ ಆಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್? First and foremost one here is we'll be discussing about, I can say, which one? Test tube baby, IVF. What is IVF? In vitro fertilization. Followed by, I can say, we'll be studying about test tube babies, designer babies. Kelidira? Designer babies. We'll also be discussing about surrogacy and reno. Ivella kelirlebeku. All these are in use. We should discuss about surrogacy. We should also know about artificial bag. Kelidira? Artificial bag has also been created. Followed by with respect to artificial insemination. Exactly, artificial insemination also. Okay. First. Okay, first ಯಾವ್ದು ಕೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಲೋನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಂಗಾ ಅಂತೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್. ಓಕೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಇನೋವೇಷನ್ ಸಖತ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, ಎಸ್. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಈಚ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಬಯೋಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಇನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್. ಏನೇ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸಿಂಗ್ with respect to basic also, with respect to, I can say, advanced level also about GM crops. What is the procedure for approval? What is the function of a science committee? Or what is the importance of Ministry of Science and Technology? We'll be discussing about Ministry of Environment. Cartesian protocol ಬಗ್ಗೆ discuss ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. GAC ಬಗ್ಗೆ, followed by gene mapping, gene coding. What are the different initiatives which has been launched with respect to GAC? Everything we'll be discussing with respect to, I can say, the biotechnology. Okay alva? Biotechnology, and this we call it as application part of the basic science. We call it as biology. Basic science we call it as biology. Yes. Now the third one here is which one? The third one, it is which one? The third one we call it as chemistry. The third one, chemistry. Now what is chemistry? We have discussed alva. Third one is chemistry. Yes. GAC comes under ನನ್ನ ಕೇಳಬಾರ್ದಿಲ್ಲ, ಈಗೇನು ಕೇಳಲೇಬಾರ್ದು. Yes, which one? GAC comes under which ministry? Ministry of Earth Sciences. It is Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, which has been established under EPA Act of 1986. EPA Act of 1986 and headed by Secretary to Ministry of Environment. Headed by Secretary to Ministry of Environment. Yes, I'll discuss each and everything. Ivag beda, but ella dumma enagate hogate ellero. Yes, we'll discuss each and everything with respect to concept and application part, followed by updations. Updations done. Okay. Next major important one, it is our chemistry. Now what is chemistry? I said it's a basic science which discusses about what? Which discusses about, I can see, the chemical composition. Now sir, is this chemistry important? One of the neglected science is chemistry, and neglected with respect to physics and another particle physics. But are they important in the present times? How can you say that this chemistry is important? Elinona? First? It is India's first. Exactly. Okay, Now, why it is important, chemistry? So I said chemical composition. Now, why this chemical composition is important? Any know? Proteins, vitamins, ashte.
Because of that we can get to know about our health.
Okay, ashte.
Major reactions
Ashte.
and the climate change. Everything is
Okay. See, as simple as that, any organism, it is made up of what? It is carbon. As simple as that, chemicals. And a major essential component called as water. Again, it is a chemical reaction. It is H2O. Salt, again chemistry. Take an example of the different pollutants. Again, chemistry. Yes or no? Be it any subject or be it any topic, the chemistry has become the major and a major important concept. Sir, sir anta kelidre majorly basic will be studying about which one? We'll be studying about different types of vitamins. We'll be studying about carbohydrates, amino acids, the proteins, the lipids. Yes, these are basics. Sir, advanced level ಏನು teach ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, under advanced level we'll be discussing about the basic concepts called as the chemical composition, and that chemical composition which includes climate change, photochemical reaction, acid rains, photochemical reaction, PCR ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಿವೆಲ್ಲ, acid rain, followed by we'll be studying about greenhouse gases, global warming, ozone depletion. All this comes under application part of chemistry. Okay alva? These are three things and application part. Sir, in last we call it as miscellaneous topic. And which is the miscellaneous one? Under science and technology. What's the miscellaneous one? And the miscellaneous one we call it as nanotechnology. Highly important in the present times. It's all which one? It is our nanotechnology. Which one? It's our nanotechnology. Now, why this nanotechnology is important in the present times? Now, adikinta munche, what is nano? What is nano? Exactly. In present day, it has been used. Yes. What is nano? It is as simple as that. Nano antandre smaller in size, less than 100 nanometer. 100, I can say 100 nanometer in size. We call it as nanotechnology. Sir, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ sir important ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, everything we are updating with respect to nanotechnology. Take an example of agriculture. We are using nano liquid urea, nano liquid DAP. Take an example of mobile phones. We are going for nano coding, followed by nano drugs. There are n number of applications in different fields by using a concept called as nanotechnology. Yes. Okay now, first and foremost one, okay now. Yes, it is. We have discussed about, or we thought with respect to our science and technology should be studied from what is science and what is technology. First one, okay now. It is about we need to study from basics, that is called as biology, physics and chemistry. For the second major important one here is why we need to study. Why we need to study a concept called as science and technology. Sir, ನಾನು ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಯೂಸು? What is the use of science and technology? What is the use? First, what is the use? That is why we need to study. As simple as that. As simple as that. As simple as that. I said already, it is a marks. ನನಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. It is marks. Now, be it UPSC or be it KPSC, the marks is fixed to some extent, average is fixed. ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ how many marks? How many? It is as simple as that. It will be in the range of 15 to 20 questions. In the range of 15 to 20, minimum 15 ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. 15 questions will be, I can say 15 questions is minimum and I can say maximum is 20. ಸರ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬಿಡಿ ನನಗೇನಂತೆ. Yes or no? Yes, but 15 questions I'm talking into 2. It is 32. I can say 40 questions. 30 to 40 marks will be from science and tech. Yes, ಸರ್ ಇದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ ಬಿಟ್ರು ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಬಟ್ ಮೇನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ? It is again we have a topic called as GS3. GS3 with respect to both UPSC and KPSC. GS3 we have a section called as which one? That is science and technology. A concept called as science and technology. Minimum ilinda 80 or 85. 80 or 85 marks for sure will come from science and technology. It is not from basic science. It is from technology part. About IT, about space, about biotechnology, about universalization of science, nano. 80 to 85, nothing but ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? It is as simple as that, 30 plus 80, 110 marks. Can you compromise? No, you can't compromise. See, ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನೂ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಮೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಲೇಬಾರ್ದು. ಟೈಮ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ you should, yes, as simple as that. See, as simple as that. For knowledge ಅಂತೀರಾ, knowledge ಬಂದೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. See, if you are getting marks, that means you are knowledgeable. That means you are knowledgeable. Now the question here is, with knowledge comes a marks, or with marks comes knowledge? What do you think? Don't say both, sir. Both are complementing each other. What do you think? Marks in the knowledge barata, knowledge in the marks barata. Knowledge in the marks? Again, adu purely degree alli. Okay. Example kodtini nodi. Now I'll be studying novels. It is knowledge. Does it yielding me marks? Okay, sir, science ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ I am reading science magazines. Is it yielding me marks? Now, if I am going for reverse engineering like China, okay, China ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? Reverse engineering, nothing but what? Nothing but as simple as that. If I am focusing on marks, obviously there must be knowledge, and that knowledge is apt, comprehensive and specific. Sir, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಸಿಗತ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ how will I get marks? Okay, now it is clear that 15 to 20 questions is coming from where? 15-20 questions, science and technology. Now how to study this? And how to study this, we call it as the third major important branch. The third major important thing here is how to study, sir. How to study? ಹೆಂಗೆ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? Is it random? Is it in an organized formatting or disorganized formatting? It is, we need to study this from, I can say, organized formatting. Organized formatting. Sir, organized ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, if we are studying about a part 1, again my sections will be divided into 3 things. One is our part 1, part 2 and the part 3. Part 1, part 2 and part 3. Now sir, what is part 1, part 2 and part 3? What is part 1, part 2 and part 3? Now the part 1, it is as simple as that, biotechnology. Biotechnology, yes. Second part which includes the physics. Second part is physics, and the third part we call it as chemistry. Now while studying about biology or biotechnology, will I be studying or will I be teaching in a disorganized formatting and illa? And again this biotechnology will be divided into two things. Again A and B. It has been divided into A and B. Now what is A and what is B? A is nothing but the traditional concepts. A is what? Traditional concepts. Cell andreno, tissues, about types of plant cells, or I can say plant cell and animal cell, about prokaryote, eukaryote, about somatic cells, about gene therapies. That is part A. But whereas with respect to part B, with respect to B section, we'll be studying about current affairs. All the, I can say, recent current affairs starting from Melinda 2023 to 24, as well as different initiatives which have been launched by both the, I can say, international governments, national, or I can say the state governments. I'll be discussing this under part B. Different initiatives. Okay, now this is our first and foremost one. Second one, the same thing applies to physics also. Now physics discuss madbekadre, I'll be discussing with respect to our based on thematic wise. First I discuss martini. I'll be discussing about space technology. I'll be discussing about space. Second will be, I can say, application of science, or I can say space. We call it as what? Defense technology, followed by IT. Adadmele I'll be discussing with respect to the basics or the miscellaneous also under physics. With respect to space technology, I'll be discussing about the first and the foremost one about a part A called as what? Part A called as basics. Part B called as what? Updation. See, nimgenu payloads ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, about satellites, different types of satellites ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? You should mug up everything. If you know the concept. You know PSLV launch adre it will be lesser in weight. GSLV launch adre it will be, I can say, maximum in weight. Yes or no? Polar iddaga normal it will be for, I can say, lower orbit, or I can say moderate orbit. Whereas GSLV idre it is maximum, or I can say GTO, or I can say geostationary orbit. Basic concepts ella. Yes, we'll be discussing with respect to our basics as well as updation. Not only India's, we'll be discussing about Japan's, we'll be discussing about China, we'll be discussing about USA, Russia, popular one. Yes, done. Hope mission bage, majorly UAE's clear Hope mission. The first satellite which has been launched by Arab countries. We'll be discussing this. Yes, that is I can say the first and the foremost one we call as the space technology. Yes, okay, this is our first one. So defense al nodbekadre again two things. One is our part A and the second one we call it as part B. Under part A I will be discussing about the basics of what? The basics of defense. And I will be discussing with respect to a part B nalli first traditional indigenous models, that is IGMDP, that is Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. Adadmele we will be discussing about different missiles, Indian missiles, as well as we will be discussing about the Astra, followed by Agni, followed by Akash, Prithvi, Akash, everything. Followed by we will also be discussing about Iron Dome. Will be Kelihira. Iron Dome, Israel's third missile, USA's Apache helicopters. We'll be discussing Apache helicopters or different helicopters. We have recently developed a light combat aircraft, LCA. Yado, LCA Tejas. Now LCA Tejas is the first one or second one in the, I can say, in the class of light combat. Wrong. The first one is Marut. After the failure of Marut, the second one has been developed. We call it as what? I can say LCA Tejas. And this LCA Tejas, it has been launched by HAL. Yes. Other jodhe you should also know about the defense, I can say, the defense summit was recently held in where? I can say in Bengaluru or air show. 23 Naditalva. It is again, you should know about the theme. It has been organized by which ministry? What is the, I can say, different defense missiles has been are showcased in this, I can say, the Bengaluru session. You should know. For my third one, we'll be discussing about again IT. Again IT kuda, it is part A and part B. Part A as well as the part B we'll be discussing, that is the basic part. The basic part about all the different concepts of, I can say, electrospectrum or electromagnetic spectrum. Followed by we'll be discussing about what is Wi-Fi and Reno. Yes. Followed by different virtual reality, artificial reality. What is IoT and Reno? What is IoT? Internet of Things. Internet of Things. Got the Internet of Things ಬಗ್ಗೆ? No, what do you mean by cyber physical system? Really no. See, basics. You should be curious, alva. Him ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ sir ನಾವು science background ಅಲ್ಲ. See, science ಗೂ technology ಗೆ ಏನು difference? And what is the comparison there? See, everyone should know about technology despite the backgrounds. Science ಓದಿರೋರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಈಸಿ ಆಗಿಬಿಡಲ್ಲ ಇದು. Everyone should read, but you should read it in a conceptual manner. Again, cryptocurrency ಬಗ್ಗೆ, blockchain, bitcoins. You should know about, I can say, the artificial intelligence, followed by big data, which comes under where? Which comes under information technology. Under information technology, you should know. Yes. Followed by the next measuring point one. The next measuring point one is, I can see, we'll be discussing with respect to our chemistry. With respect to our chemistry. Now, under chemistry, we'll be discussing about again the two things. One is our part A, and the second one we call it as the part B. Second one we call it as the part B. Exactly. It's okay, truth, no worries. Okay. Or is it truth anta nange gottilla. Okay. Obviously syllabus ಮುಗಿಸೇ ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು. Okay, it's okay. Now second or the last part, it is our which was our chemistry. Under chemistry ಅಲ್ಲಿ part A and part B ಓದ್ತೀವಿ. Under part A we'll be discussing about basics. ವೈಟಮಿನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಫ್ಯಾಟಿ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೊಬೆಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ನಾನು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐ ಟೀಚ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಫ್ಯಾಟಿ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್, ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐ ಟೀಚ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್? ಹೊಬೆಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸಿಂಗ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್? ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಅಪ್ಡೇಷನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. Yes or no? Recent ಆಗಿ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಫ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. It is carcinogenic. And second major important one, recently Bengaluru has banned the coloring agents which has been used for a gobi. Now if you want to know that, you should also know about chemical composition, its basic concepts, and then you will be knowing about updation part. Then you will be knowing about, I can say, concept called as updation of concepts. Yes. Okay alva? Yes, this is about I can say as simple as that. It is what we have discussed about what is science and what is technology, and second one we have discussed about why we need to study majorly with respect to marks. Majorly with respect to marks, ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಏನೇ ಆಗಲಿ, see this 90 days should be used judiciously. ಯಾವ್ದು ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮುಗಿದ ಕತೆ. Yes, you should never rest. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? 90 days ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಬಿಡಿ, ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಬದುಕಿದ್ರೆ 90 years ಆರಾಮಾಗಿರ್ತೀರ. ಅವ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಬದುಕ್ತೀರ ಇಲ್ವೋ. Okay, followed by it is how is nothing but in an organized formatting by studying based on the themes. See, biotech ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ you should know about basics followed by updations. Majority questions ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? It is mix of both. Hope you're getting. If I want to ask a question on genetically modified crops, I'll be asking a question one from basics, one from updation. ಈಗ for example, if I want to teach about CRISPR-Cas9, what is CRISPR-Cas9? Scissors? Wrong. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಧ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. It is proteins? Wrong. See, as simple as that, it's a Chinese gene editing tool. CRISPR is a technology. Cas9 is a protein or an enzyme. CRISPR is I can see a clustered repeatedly interspace palindromic repeats anta. It is nothing but as simple as that. Photoshop ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಕ್ಲಿಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್. Yes or no? As simple as that. This is called as which one? a Chinese gene editing tool. Basic questions only. CRISPR is, I can say, a technology. A Cas9 is what? Cas9 is a protein or an enzyme which is helpful with respect to CRISPR-Cas9, or I can say CRISPR only. And that has been used for identification of particular gene. Now think that this is my gene. This is my gene. Now there is some defect with respect to my gene. How to identify? The identification is being done by Cas9, and that has been sliced has been and been joined by yaru. Cut ಮಾಡೋದು, we call it as slicing, and joining part, it has been done by a CRISPR, that is called as Chinese gene editing tool. Chinese gene editing tool. 3 ಸತಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಲ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್. ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಏನಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ ಓದೋಕ್ಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ. ಸಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಆದರೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಸ್, ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನೋ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು. ನೋಡೋಣ, ಒಂದು 2 ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಹಾಂ, ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ CRISPR ಆ Cas9. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಡ್ರಗ್ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ ಅದು. ಬರಲಿ ಒಂದು 2 ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳೋದು, ಒಂದು ಡೆಮೋ ಕೇಳು. ಓಕೆ, ಸಾಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಈವನ್ ಐ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಜೋಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್. ನಿಮಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿ, ಮತ್ತು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವ್ಯೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಟೀಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನನಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೆಂಗೆ ಓದಬೇಕು, ಹೆಂಗೆ ಈಸಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಏಜ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಟೀಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಏನೂ ಟೀಚ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಸಿ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನೋ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ವಾಟ್, ವೈ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೌ. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನೋ ದಿಸ್. ಎಸ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರಶ್ಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಸರ್ ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಿಸ್ what all you should do, what all sources you should cover for science and technology, what all sources, ಏನಪ್ಪ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ಸು, which all sources you want with respect to. ಹಾಂ, ಹೌದೌದು, ಕಾಮಿಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಹಾಂ, ಓಕೆ, ಹಾಂ, ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ? ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಂಡೇಟ್ರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್. Because see, whatever I'm teaching, you won't be getting offline, both the static as well as current affairs. See, ನಾನು ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಬೋತ್ ದ ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ as ಅಪ್ಡೇಷನ್ ಅಟ್ ಒನ್ ಗೋ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರಿವೈಸ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಮೇಜರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬನ್ನಿ ಸಾಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಯರ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್. ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಯರ್ ಆ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಯರ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ UPSCs ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 10 years, ಫ್ರಮ್ 2013 ಟು I can say 2023, 10 years. At least you will be getting 150 most important topics. 15 average ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರು ಕೂಡ 15 into 10 ಅಲ್ವಾ, it is 150 topics. 150 ಆ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್. ಎಸ್, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ KPSC ಇಂದ ನೋಡೋದಾದರೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ 3 years. ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 2014, the 15, I can say 20 or 21. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ 3 years. ಅಗೇನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 years ನೋಡೋದಾದರೆ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ಲಿ 45 to 50 questions. ಸರ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ Group C exams which has been conducted by again KPSC. Which has been conducted by KPSC. There will be direct questions, but you can do some research also. Yes, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ, ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ಸಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಅವರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ 15 ಕ್ವೆಶನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್, ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ಅ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು? ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೈ ಅಶ್ಯೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ 15 ಕ್ವೆಶನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ಅ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ 13 questions. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೈ ಅಶ್ಯೂರೆನ್ಸ್. ಹಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪಕ್ಕ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕು. ಎಸ್, ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 13 questions ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಡೂ ಇಟ್. ಎಸ್, ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Then this is with respect to our complete the strategy, the complete the syllabus part, the complete I can say the complete the marks allocation, how, where, when we need to study about the science and technology. We have covered everything. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಏನಾದರೂ ಸರ್ ಇದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನೋ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಸರ್ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಓಕೆ ಹಾಂ ಎಸ್ ಏನೋ ಇದೆಯಾ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್? ಎನಿ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್? ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ನೋ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್. Okay, now the first and the foremost one, we call it as biotechnology. The first and the foremost one, we call it as biotechnology. The classes will be, the class timings, will be 6 to 8 PM. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಇರಲಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಎಸ್. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಕವರ್ ಆಗತ್ತಾ? ವಾಟ್ ಡು ಥಿಂಕ್? ವಿಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಕವರ್ ಮೇನ್ಸ್? ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಕವರ್ ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು 7 ಪ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮಚ್ ಟೈಮ್. ನಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದೇ 40 hours, ಬಟ್ 40 hours ಡಿಸ್ಕಸಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕವರ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್, ಬಟ್ ಐ ವೋಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸಿಂಗ್ ಈಚ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಸರ್, ಚಂದ್ರಯಾನ 3 ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ಎಂಟ್. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ಅ ಎಂಟ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್. ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್ ಎಂಟ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಆರ್ ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಎಸ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕವರ್ ದಾಟ್. ಎಸ್, ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸಿ, ಆಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಆಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕವರ್. ನನಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಆಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಆಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕವರ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಎಸ್, ಡನ್. This is, I can say, the last question. Okay. Now with respect to biotechnology, yes, daily, that is Monday to Friday. Okay. Monday to Friday, that is 6 to 8. Okay. 6 to 8. Okay. Okay alva? Okay, comfortable alva ellargu? Yes. Okay, 2 into 20 hours, that is 40 hours. Yes, 40 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಟ್ರೂತ್. ಟ್ರೂತ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು. ಟ್ರೂತ್ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ಟ್ರೂತ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 40 to 50 hours. ಇಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ತೊಗೋತೀನಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ 15 ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ 30 marks. Nothing but each and every 1.5 hours ಅಲ್ಲಿ you will be getting one question. Per 1.5 hours you will be getting how many questions? It is 1 questions. This is, we call it as cost to benefit ratio. Cost to benefit a ratio. Yes, done. Okay, adadmele lastly I'll be covering all the current affairs also. Current affairs, ಮಿಕ್ಕಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ current affairs also with respect to 23, 24, some 2 to 3 classes on science and tech, some 2 to 3. ಆ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್ನ ದ ಮಿಸ್ಲೇನಿಯಸ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇನ್ 2 to 3 ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ 5 hours ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಲಿ ನಾನು? ಎಸ್ಸೆ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಓಕೆ, ಎಸ್ಸೆ ಎಷ್ಟಂತ? ಓಕೆ 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 ಸಿ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಏನಿದೆ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ? ಎಸ್ಸೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡೆಡ್ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ರೆಡಿ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, 10+, 2 hours ಸಾಕು. ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿ ಅಲ್ಲ? ಓಕೆ, 2 hours ಸಾಕು. ಸರಿ, ನೀನೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕೆ ಓದ್ತಿ ಹೇಳು? ನೀನು ಬರ್ಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ನೀನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಕೇಳಲೇ ಬರ್ದೆ ನೀನು. ಓಕೆ, ಹೌದೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ? ಓದಬಾರ್ದು ನೀನು. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ಅವ್ರು ಓದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು, ನೀನು ಮನೆ ಕೆಲಸ ನೀನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೌದೇನಾ? ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸಿ, ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾರ್ತಿಕ್ಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನೀನು ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು? ಏನೂ ಓದಬೇಡ ನೀನು ನನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೂ ಬರಬೇಡ ನೀನು. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್. ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ತಗೋ. ಓಕೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಬರಬೇಡ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾಳೆಯಿಂದ ಬರದೇ ಇದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿಯಾ? ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, ದಿನ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡು. ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೋ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು 3 ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 3 ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರು. ಇಷ್ಟ ಸಾಕು ನೀನು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಏನು ಬೇಡ. ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡು, ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡು. ಓಕೆ, ಸಾಕು ನೀನು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ಫೇವ್ರೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಕಾರ್ತಿಕ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹಾಂ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್. ಓಕೆ, now the next major important one, it is our, I can say, biotechnology. Now coming back to our biotechnology, now what is bio and what is technology? What is bio and what is technology? First, ಏನಪ್ಪ bio ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? First, what is bio and what is technology? As simple as that, can I say bio is nothing but which has life? Technology is nothing but with respect to what? The innovation which is happening with respect to life. The technology is nothing but what? The innovation, the advancement, which is happening to the field of the science, or as simple as that, to the field of life. We call it as ಏನಪ್ಪ? Technology. We call it as technology. Our technology. Okay, cost of crash course ಹಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಬಂತು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ 15,000 ಅಂತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಎಸ್, ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Now if I want to study about life, what is the basics I need to study? What is the basics of, I can say, life? What is the basics of life? It is as simple as that. The basics, the structural and functional unit ಯಾವುದು? It is cell. As simple as that. The basic, the structural and the functional unit of an organism or unit of an individual, we call it as what? We call it as cell. And this group of cell we call it as what? Group of cell we call it as a tissue. A group of, I can say, the cells we call it as tissue. Now I said whenever we are discussing about any sub blueprinting, we should know about 2 things. One is definition and examples. Definition and examples. ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ ನೀವೇ, what is cell ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? What is cell? As simple as that, I said it is the structural and the functional or the basic unit of an organism or individual. We call it as what? We call it as basic unit, we call it as a cell. The structural and the functional unit of any organism, we call it as, I can say, cell. Example ಕೊಡಿ ನೋಡೋಣ, cell examples. ಹಾಂ ಸರ್, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಕೇಳಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸ್ ಬೇರೆ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ಸಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ ಸರ್? ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೆಕ್ ಆರ್ ಅದರ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್? ಮಂಜು ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಹೆಸರಿಸ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮೀಡಿಯಮ್ಗೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 1000 rupees. ಓಕೆ, ಹಾಂ, ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಸ್ ದಟ್. ಕೆನ್ ಐ ಸೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್, ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಸೆಲ್? Plant cell as well as animal cell. Plant as well as animal cell comes under, I can say, branch called as cells. We'll discuss this. Plant cell and animal cell. Okay. Now, the second major important one here is, what is again the definition and examples? Now, what do you mean by tissue? Tissue andre enu? A group of cells we call it as tissue. A group of cells we call it as tissue. Okay na? It is definition in appalli. A group of cells we call it as tissues. A group of cells we call it as tissues. Now can you give some examples with respect to tissues? Now which is the largest, I can say, the organ of a male? Largest organ yadu? It is skin cell. It is largest organ here is the skin cell. Can I write skin cell as a tissue now? Skin cell. Second example, adipose tissue, followed by heart cell or heart tissue, adipose, heart tissue, etc., etc. Yes. Now the second major organ, second major here is tissue. Now group of tissue ent kartivappa. It is a group of tissue. We call it as what? We call it as organs. Again, ಇಲ್ಲಿ same things. Again, same things. Again, two things. See, ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಕತೆ ನನಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Definition examples. Sir, example ಕೇಳ್ತಾರ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. But you should know. It is what is organ? It is again a group of tissues constitute what? A group of organ or group of, I can say, tissues constitutes organs. Now, what is the examples? What is the examples? What is the examples of organ? First, organs ಯಾವ್ದು? It is different organs which includes a kidney, which includes a lungs, which includes heart. Yes or no? All this comes under, I can say, organ, and this complete organ we call it, or group of organ we call it as what? Organ system. And a group of organs we call it as organ system. A group of organs we call it as organ system. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆದಮೇಲೆ now the uniqueness here is the uniqueness, the third major important one. What is the uniqueness about a cell? Uniqueness ಏನಪ್ಪ cell ಬಗ್ಗೆ? Cell ಬಗ್ಗೆ uniqueness ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ. Now, who has identified the cell for the first time? Who has identified the cell for the first time? Sir, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಇದು. But ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದು ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? The study of cell we call it as what? Cytology? ಇಲ್ವಾ ಗೊತ್ತು ಅಂತ. The study of cell we call it as cytology, and the study of tissues we call it as what? ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. The study of tissues we call it as histology. We call it as histology. We call it as histology. Yes, highly important one. Now, the next major important one is which or who identified for the first time the cell? ಯಾರಪ್ಪ? Anton von Leeuwenhoek or Robert Hooke? ನೀವು ಎರಡರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋಣ, ಎರಡು ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಈಗ. It is as simple as that. As simple as that. ಇವರು ಫಸ್ಟು it is first, I can say, cell ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ first cell has been identified by whom? The first cell has been identified by Robert Hooke. ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಓದಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಬಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. Because it is what? It is a dead cell. The identified one we call it as what? Identified one we call it as a dead cell. Identified one we call it as the dead cell. Now second question will be, who identified the first living cell? It is Anton von Leeuwenhoek. Anton von Leeuwenhoek as identified. Anton von Leeuwenhoek as identified what? As identified the first and foremost one we call it as living cell. General ಆಗಿ ಸೆಲ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is Robert Hooke, no doubt. Majority question will be on this first living cell. ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ living cell ಅಂತ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಿದೆ Robert Hooke correct? It is, I can say, Anton von Leeuwenhoek as identified, I can say, living cell. Second fact. Now the third major important factor is, example ಏನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. Orals, okay, cell identify ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. Who has identified the first nucleus? Who has identified the first nucleus within cell? Nucleus ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? It is, ಇದು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it is microscopic, ಕಣ್ಣು ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ. Now within this we have a nucleus, and this brain of the cell we call it as nucleus. We'll discuss each and everything. Now and this part we call it as nucleus ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Sir, nucleus ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ within nucleus we have a chromosomes, not DNA. We have a chromosomes. Within chromosomes, we have DNA. Within chromosomes, it is DNA. Within DNA, different base pairs. It has adenosine, a cytosine, guanine, a thymine, etc. Yes, can I say uracil? Can I say uracil? No, it is RNA brother. Okay, it is ATGC. It is ATGC. It is adenosine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. With respect to RNA nodadadre, we have which one? It is we have uracil. We have uracil. We discuss this. Not an issue. Now, the major important one is who has identified the first, I can say, the first and foremost, I can say nucleus. It is Robert Brown. Robert Brown has identified. It is Robert Brown. See, example already question kelidare. It is Robert Brown. From this three, you can expect a question. It is first cell here is, I can say Robert Hooke. And the second major important one is the living cell. It is Anton von Leeuwenhoek. And the third major important one is cell na innond ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ resolution ಮಾಡಿ they have identified a nucleus. They have identified a nucleus. We call it as what? I can say Robert Brown. Example ಏನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? First option, Watson and Crick. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಬಂದೆ? It is nucleus ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ you know only Watson and Crick. What is the difference between this Robert Brown's concept and Watson and Crick concepts? It is not DNA. It is about double helical structure. It is about what? It is about double helical structure. Double helical structure concept for the first time has been given by Watson and Crick. Watson and Crick. Watson and Crick. You should know those factuals. The reason of factuals anta kelidre, you know the eight factuals. Now the first and the foremost factual, okay alva. It is first cell. It is, I can say, first cell has been identified by Robert Hooke. First living cell, it is, I can say, Anton von Leeuwenhoek. Nucleus sarappa anta kelidre, it is Robert Brown. Idadmele, which cell is the smallest cell in the world? Which cell is the smallest cell? Smallest and the not takshna. You should also know about largest. It is as simple as that. Exactly, yes. See, as simple as that. Lower organisms, alva. Yavu lower organisms? It is bacteria. Lower organisms here is bacteria. Bacterial cause ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ infections ಆದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಒಂದು ಎರಡು ಮೂರು? Which is highly injurious? TB. As simple as that. TB. Second one, leprosy. It is TB. What is TB andre? It is tuberculosis followed by leprosy. Is bitu bacterial infection. Cholera. Bacterial infection. No. Next one. First, okay, TB ಆಯಿತು. Typhoid. See, typhoid ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕಂತ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. It can be anything. Waterborne diseases. TB, exactly perfect. TB as well as, okay. Now coming to our bacteria, the smallest one alla, and this bacteria dalli, which is smallest anta kelidre, we call it as mycoplasm. We call it as mycoplasma, or mycoplasmas are considered to be mycoplasmas are considered to be what? A smallest, I can say smallest, or I can say the smallest cell, which has a size of 0.2 micrometer. 0.2 micrometer in size. Now smallest gota takshana largest cell in the world yavadu? It is ostrich egg. That is egg of ostrich. We call it as what? Egg of ostrich. Egg of ostrich. We call it as. Now one question kellam. Which is the largest, I can say, animal or largest bird in the world? Don't say ostrich. Emu illa. See, emu edkin sikkidu. Okay, recently we have declared this. Okay, take homework. First homework ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, which is the largest animal. Now this largest bird can be seen in India ಅಂತ ನೋಡಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. And that largest bird which is found LA, which is found majorly in Antarctica, which is found in Antarctica as well as in Pacific Ocean. Yavadondu homework togolidina. It is which is the largest bird in the world. It is not ostrich. It is not ostrich. See, penguin. No. Okay. Is penguin a bird? Okay. Yes. Okay, alva. It is as simple as that. It's the egg of the ostrich. Idella okay. Idadmele, which is the largest? Which is the largest cell of I can say mammals? Yadappa. Which is the largest cell of humans? Largest cell of humans, we call it as yadu. It is neuron cell. Neuron cell, it is considered to be neuron, a cell considered to be yavudralli. Is it males or females? Mat nan brother, just humans. Largest ಇವಾಗ ತಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ವಾ ಲಾರ್ಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವುದು ಓಮ್ ಅಂತೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ದ ಲಾರ್ಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಸರ್ ಓಮ್ ಅಂತೀರಾ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಲಾರ್ಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಓವಮ್ ಆರ್ ಎಗ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಎಗ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಸರ್ ನಮಗೂ ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಲ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಯಾವುದು ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನ್ಯೂರಾನ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನ್ಯೂರಾನ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಎಸ್ ಸಿ ಸರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಷ್ಟೆ ನಾವು ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ 5 facts only the 5 facts one is first and foremost one I talked about first and foremost one who is the first scientist which discovered the cell yarappa it is Robert Hooke tar nenpidkoboda it's Hooke second one who has identified the first living cell it is Anton von Leeuwenhoek who has identified the first nucleus it was Robert Brown idadmele which is the smallest cell it is bacteria as simple as that mycoplasmas which has a size less than I can say 0.2 micrometer smallest bacteria it should be largest bird or mammals the largest I can say cell will be I can say bird cell we call it as ostrich cell or egg of ostrich done next one with respect to humans ಬಗ್ಗೆ specific ಆಗಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ which is the largest cell of complete humans which includes both males and females include ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ we call it as skin cell but ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಫ್ಲೆಶ್ ಇರೋದು ಯಾವುದು ಸ್ಕಿನ್ just first one second major important one here is with respect to females anta kelidre with the largest cell which is found in females we call it as what we call it as ovum cell the ovum cell followed by which is the I can say which is the largest cell which is found in males we call it as the neuron cell okay alva yes this is our first and foremost one with respect to our cells. Now the second major comes our classification. Second major important one, it is our classification of cells. Classification of the cells. Now what are the different types of cells? See, I did not ask you largest animal ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು it is the largest bird ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿರೋದು yes or no it is largest bird in the world it is not ostrich yes bird I asked you bird Divyashree yes okay now classification ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ the classification of cell it has been divided into two things one is which one exactly I have already discussed that is prokaryotic the prokaryotic and the second one we call as what eukaryotic prokaryotic as well as eukaryotic now whenever we are going for differences what should be our first and foremost one difference hogtidre it is mandatory that parameters mandatory ಇರಲೇಬೇಕು or as simple as that criteria As simple as that, a criteria. Now, what do you mean by prokaryotic and what do you mean by eukaryotic? Single nucleus or double nucleus? Can you see double nucleus in males or humans? Now, what is pro? Presence or absence of nucleus. Pro is nothing but absence of nucleus. ಇಲ್ಲಿ criteria ಅಂತ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ criteria is first and foremost criteria is nucleus. Nucleus ಇಲ್ಲಿ absent ಇರೋ present ಇರುತ್ತಾ? As simple as that. Pro is nothing but absence of what? Absence of the nucleus. Absence of the nucleus. Sir, absence ಆದರೆ DNA ಇರಲ್ವಾ? Question, second question is, you are saying absent with respect to prokaryotic. ಹಂಗೆ ನೋಡೋದು ಹೋದರೆ it is, don't you think we don't have, I can say DNA in virus, bacteria, low organisms? ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? It is in cytoplasm. It is in cytoplasm, not within the nucleus. Not within the nucleus. I said these are cell. ಈ cell ಅಲ್ಲಿ we have a, I can say, this particular organ called as nucleus, and ಈ organ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ribosomes ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Whereas with respect to prokaryotic cell, we won't be seeing what? We won't be seeing any, I can say, nucleus. Rather, the DNA or the chromosomes will be floating. Chromosomes will be floating. Ellappa anta kelidre, it is cytoplasm. Where in cytoplasms. Yes. Now, what do you mean by eukaryotic? What do you mean by eukaryotic? It is absent adre. It is presence of what? Presence of nucleus. Presence of a nucleus. Exactly, presence of nucleus. And the ribosomes ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it will be in the form of circular in shape. ಇಲ್ಲಿ circular process ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? It is normally it is double helical structure. Double helical structure. So second parameter ಬರಿಬೇಕಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ you can go with respect to the shape. Second ಏನು? Second with respect to the shape. Second with respect to a shape. What is the shape of a DNA? What is the shape of DNA ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? DNA arrangement. It is circular. It is circular. E. coli ಕೇಳಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ E. coli? It is circular in shape. E. coli is circular in shape. Whereas circular in shape, exactly Vinay, exactly yes. Circular in shape. Whereas ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಹೆಲಿಕಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇರಲ್ಲ. It is not circular. Rather, I can say linear in arrangement. Whereas human cell ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? Human cell, it is double helical structure. Double helix structure. Double helix structure, and it has been identified by ಯಾರು? It has been identified by the Watson and Crick. Watson and Crick in, I can say, which year? 1950s. 1950s. ಸರಿ, ವಾಟ್ಸನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ರಿಕ್ ಅವರೇ DNA ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಕದ್ದುಬಿಟ್ಟು they published and they won the Nobel Prize. This is reality. Okay, ಅವರೇ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. Okay, ಚೈನಾ ಥರ ಕದ್ದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ and they published. And ಆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ they won the Nobel Prize also. They won the Nobel Prize in the field of what? In the field of the physiology or medicine. In the field of medicine, linear in structure. Now, sir, next question. Continued part nodili. If it is circular, the organisms will be advanced or primitive in size. It is as simple as that. Organisms ಯಾವ ಥರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? Organisms will be smaller or larger? Smaller. Will it be primitive or advanced? It is primitive. It will be primitive in size. Primitive in size. Examples ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. Examples. Examples include as simple as that mycoplasmas, bacteria, mycoplasmas, as well as I can say the bacteria, as well as bacteria. But ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, if it is smaller, it must be larger in size. If it is primitive, it must be advanced. As simple as that. As simple as that. It is larger in size. Larger in size plus ಏನಪ್ಪ? Plus we call it as plus advanced. Larger as well as advanced also. Larger as well as advanced. Larger as well as advanced. Yes, first and foremost. Next one here is with respect to the cell. With respect to the cell, But if it is primitive cell, will there be multicellular or unicellular? It must be unicellular. Yes or no? It must be unicellular. Whereas with respect to eukaryotic, is it unicellular or multicellular? It can be both. It can be both. But majorly it is multicellular. It is uni or it can be multicellular, but majorly it is what? Majorly it is multicellular. Majorly it is multicellular. It is multicellular. Yes, this is with respect to our, I can say, the differences between the prokaryotic cell as well as eukaryotic cell. Yes, see, artha madkoli concepts, mug-up madak hogbedi. Yes, as simple as that, I said pro antandre no. It is pro is nothing but absence of nucleus. Sir, absence of nucleus and DNA iralva antara DNA irutte. But it is not enclosed in an organ called as what? Nucleus. But the DNA irutte, DNA is in the form of what? DNA in the form of circular. Examples include E. coli, bacteria. Followed by with respect to eukaryotic is nothing but presence of, I can say, nucleus, and within that nucleus there enclose the ribosomes called as the linear ribosomes or linear DNA. Whereas with respect to humans in the nodadadre, it is double helical structure. Double helical structure followed by larger and advanced. Ignore, if you know the concept, sir, you larger and advanced heltira. Now where can you see presence of mitochondria? Is it in prokaryotic or eukaryotic? Really no? Enike eukaryotic barbeku? Because it is larger also. It requires more energy. Hope you getting. See, highly important one with respect to mitochondria. Why mitochondria is important? 3-parent baby. Kelidira. 3-parent baby has been successfully done in where? United Kingdom. 3-parent baby we will discuss. But the major important one is, see, concept here is mitochondria. Where can you see the presence of mitochondria? The presence of mitochondria illi. Why? Because the cells are larger. The cells required huge energy. And for that, I can say the energy is being sent by the mitochondria in the form of what? In the form of ATP. What is ATP? It is adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine, the triphosphate. Adenosine, the triphosphate, exactly as European Union or as simple as that UK. As simple as that, it is UK. Now, next one here is cells ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, it is unicellular. It is unicellular. Examples ಕೇಳಿ ಸರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, it is amoeba. Recent ಆಗಿ ನೋಡಿ, brain eating amoeba has been identified where? In Kerala. Yes or no? See, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಕೇಳ್ತೀರ ನೋಡಿ. Exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ, will ask a question on brain eating amoeba? Obviously no. They'll ask a question on prokaryote and eukaryote. Consider the following statement with respect to classification of cells. ನಿಮಗೆ classification ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, how will you attend this? Basic question will be prokaryote's presence of, I can say, mitochondria. Is it right or wrong? Right or wrong? Prokaryote as the ATP. Eukaryote as a circular DNA. Hope you're getting crisscross. Next one, I can say highest energy is required with respect to a unicellular. Right or wrong? Wrong. Multicellular idre. If it is multicellular, if it is, I can say, if it is larger, advanced, it requires higher ATP. Higher ATP. Sir, ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, energy comes from the surrounding environment, normally from the water. Normally the nutrients will get from water. Example, bacteria ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Water ಇಂದ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Followed by soil, atmosphere. Yes. Whereas with respect to illi, there is an absence of mitochondria. Absence of mitochondria, nothing but ATP. ATP is absent. ATP is absent. Does it mean energy is not present here? Energy bartide, but elli, it is not synthesizing on its own. Rather, it is getting from the outside environment. It is getting from the outside environment. It is getting from where? Outside environment. Yes, it is getting from outside environment. We call it as the prokaryote as well as the eukaryote. Yes, okay alva. At the prokaryote as well as the eukaryote. These are first and foremost one with respect to I can say, one ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ revision. Yes, First one we have discussed about which one? That's about the cell. About cell ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. It's a structural and a functional unit. Is it microscopic or I can say it is visible? Cell, it is microscopic in structure. It is microscopic in structure. It is a basic structural and functional unit of any organism. Structural and functional unit of any organism, and the study of cell we call it as what? Cytology. Study of cell we call it as cytology. Second one, it is on ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ factuals ನೋಡೋದ್ರೆ see ಹಂಗೆ random ಆಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. With the first cell identified, it is by Robert Hooke. Living cell, Anton von Leeuwenhoek. Robert Hooke ಆಯಿತು, Anton von Leeuwenhoek ಆಯಿತು, followed by Robert Brown. What Robert Brown? Nucleus, which is the largest human cell? Skin cell, which is the largest female cell? It is ovum, which is the smallest, I can say, the male cell? It is sperm cell. It is the sperm, a cell is the largest, or I can say the largest one here is largest one with respect to male here is which one? The neuron, and the smallest here is the sperm cell. The smallest is the sperm cell. Yes sir, females ಯಾವುದು ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ನನಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ವಂತ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ. Okay, smallest ಯಾವುದು ಇಲ್ಲ. It is largest one is which one with the females? It is egg cell or ovum cell. Largest one is egg cell or ovum cell. Which is the largest cell of the world? It is ostrich, egg of ostrich. Smallest is bacterial cell called as mycoplasmas. Mycoplasmas. ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ. ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈವ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದರೆ ಆರ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದರೆ ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಹಾಂ. Next one, it is next one with respect to, we have talked about cytology, and the group of cells we call as tissues, and the study we call it as histology, and organs and organ system. Those are basic one. And the next major important one we have discussed about, I can say classification of cells. Classification of cells ಅಲ್ಲಿ we have two major important things. One is our prokaryotic cell as well as eukaryotic cell. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? Yes, highly important one. ಯಾವತ್ತೇ ಆಗಲಿ differences ಹೋದಾಗ without mentioning the parameters, you should never go for differences. See, this is a basic rule you should know. See, without knowing this criteria, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? Yes or no? See, even the examiner will get confused. ಏನು ಬರೀತಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ. Yes, with respect to first one, what is pro and what is u? It is based on nucleus. Nucleus first barbecally, it is first and foremost one. Yes, absence of nucleus. Whereas with respect to the presence of nucleus, if it is absent, there is a presence of, I can say, DNA. The presence of, I can say, DNA in the form of what? Circular shape. Whereas illi, it is in the form of linear shape, double helical structure. Double helical structure. Not even basics. If I want to discuss about DNA, if I want to discuss about GM, genetic modification, sickle cell anemia. Hope you're getting. Yes, with respect to third one, it is with respect to, I can say, the organisms, it is smaller and primitive. Smaller and primitive, large and advanced. With respect to mitochondria, it is present, absent. Followed by last one, it is unicellular. It can be uni or it can be multicellular in structure. It can be uni as well as it can be multicellular or multi-structure. Yes. Okay, hello. Yes. Jagdish. Okay. Noted. Your point is noted. Sir, notes ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಏನು ಕೊಡಲಿ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ? ನಾನೇನು ಕೊಡಲಿ? ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ದ ನೋಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ, ಸಿ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಯಿಂದ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. With respect to notes, okay, the academy will provide you the complete science and technology notes for both prelims as well as for mains. Okay, this will be upload ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. Okay, second, sir ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳಿ. Okay, done. Okay, third one done. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ. Okay, I'll try. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಟ್ರೈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಬಿಡಿ. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಎಸ್ ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಸಾಕು, ನೋಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನಾವು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮೇಜರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇರಸ್, ಏನಾದರೂ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಬೇಕು ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫಾಸ್ಟಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಎನಿ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್? ಸಿ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅ ಡೆಮೋ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಏನೇ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ಇವತ್ತು. We have discussed about, these are demo class. First we have discussed about the basic concept of the science and technology. First one. Second, we have discussed about what should be our strategy. What should be our strategy we have discussed. The third one, yes, obviously I'll be covering the current affairs also. Current affairs with respect to science and technology. As I said, at least 1 year to 1.5 years current affairs I'll be covering from 2023 to 2024, each and everything. Fourth one, it is, I can say timings. Timings, as I said, it is 6 to 8. ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಲೇಟ್ ಆದರೆ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 6 to 8 ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ at 2 hours into how many? It is, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ 20 ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್. ನೋಡೋಣ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬೇಕಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 20 hours, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 40 hours. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸಿ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಒನ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೈ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಕವರ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಆಲ್ ದ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್. ಸರ್, KPSC ಆಗಲಿ UPSC ಆಗಲಿ, it is everything, or I can say majority, 90 to 95% questions will be taught by me. I can't say 100% ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ, but I'll try. Maximum I'll try with 100%. But 90 to 95 ಅಂತೂ ನೀವು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರ. That is my assurance. Yes. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? Yes. Done. Vikram, thank you. Yes. Okay, this with respect to our complete one. Sir, notes ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಸರ್ ನೋಟ್ಸು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಅಟೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಎಸ್ ಸರ್, ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಒಂದಿನ ಓಕೆ, ಕಾರ್ತಿಕ್ ಆದರೂ ಒಂದಿನ ಓಕೆ. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಕಾರ್ತಿಕ್, ನೀನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮನೇಲಿದ್ದು. ಹಾಂ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಓಕೆ, ಒನ್ ಡೇ ಇಸ್ ಫೈನ್, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ನು ಮಿಕ್ಕಿ ದಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಎಸ್, ಸಿ 90 days, ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 90 days ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೈಲಿ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಿಂಗ್. 90 days ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೈಲಿ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಿಂಗ್. ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ? ಸರ್, ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 6 to 8 ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆಯಿಂದ ಓದಿ, ಬಟ್ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 2 hours ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಈವನ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಫೀಲ್ ಸಮ್ ಫ್ರೆಶ್ನೆಸ್. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಡಿಮೋಟಿವೇಟ್ ಆದರೂ ಓದ್ತೀರಾ. ಎಸ್, ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲದವರೆಗೂ ಇದ್ದು ಒಂದೇ ಸಂಡೇ ಮಂತನ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬಂದರೆ ಅಗೇನ್ ಒಂದು ವಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಎಸ್, ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸಂಡೇ ಮಂತನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಕವರಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಎಸ್, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಫೈನಲೈಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಮೇಜರ್ಲಿ 2024 ಫಸ್ಟ್, ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ 23 ನೋಡೋಣ. ಎಸ್, ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕವರಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್. ಈ 45 ಡೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕವರಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ದ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಎನಿವೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 45 days ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೈಗ್ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ಎಸ್, ಡನ್. ಸಿ, ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಏನೇ ಆದರೂ ಬಿಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಡನ್. ಸಿ, ಆಸ್ ಐ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಸೇ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ KPSC ಇರಲೇಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ KPSCಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನಿರಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಎಸ್, ಸಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಜೋಕಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಜೋಕಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಏನು ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ತೊಗೊಬೇಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಹಾಂ, ಓಕೆ. ಸಿ, ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಲೈವ್ ಇರುತ್ತಾ ಏನೋ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಎಸ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕೋರ್ಸ್. I'll handle complete science and technology within 40 hours, the complete syllabus. The application part of physics, the biology as well as chemistry, both the basics, the statistics or application part followed by current affairs I'll be covering. Yes, adadmele nan assurity it is 90 to 95% I'll cover. Yes, done. Idadmele enana doubts idre I'll handle now. Yes. Any doubts? Online, offline? First. Anything? Any doubts? Okay. Tomorrow I'll discuss with respect to mains also. Okay, what should be your mains? You have already time agide. Okay, first class. Beda. Okay, alva. Tomorrow I'll discuss with respect to complete what should be your strategy for at least 45 to I can say 50 days. So 90 days is then what should be your strategy I'll discuss tomorrow with respect to 45 or 50 days. What you should do. Followed by rest 40 days. Okay. ನನ್ನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಬಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಖಚಿತ. ಎಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಸರ್ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ, ಒಂದಿನ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಹಂಗಿರಬಾರ್ದು. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಗಿವ್ ಮಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಕಮಿಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸರ್ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ, ನೋ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರ್ ವಾಟ್, 100 ಗಂಟೆಲಿ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ರೆಡಿ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಬಂದು ಓದೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಕಮಿಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಲಿಟ್ರಲಿ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಹೈಲಿ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್. ಸರ್ 90 ಡೇಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಂಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಯಾವನು ಓದಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಲಿಟ್ರಲಿ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ದಿನ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಷ್ಟು ಕೂಡ ಸೋಂಬೇರಿಗಳಾಗ್ತಾರೆ ಹೊರತು ಯಾರೂ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫೀಲ್ಡಿಗೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ? ಸಿ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಲಾಜಿಕ್. ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ 10 ದಿನ ಓದಲಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. 10 ದಿನ ಓದ್ತಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ಇನ್ನು 80 ಡೇಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಊರಿಗೋಗಿ ಬರೋಣ ಇಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರಿಪ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬರೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೋದವರು ಮತ್ತು ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವರು. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಲಿಟ್ರಲಿ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಓಕೆ. ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ರು ಒಂದು 7th 8th ಅಷ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಹಬ್ಬ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ. ಅದು ಹಿಂದೂಗಳಿಗೆ ಲೈಕ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಇಯರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಊರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೋದವರು ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾರಾ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಅಟ್ 6th ನೈಟ್, 6, 7, 24th ನೈಟ್. ಏನಕ್ಕಂತಂದರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಗೇನ್ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟಾಕಿ ನೀವು ತಲೆ ಕೆಡ್ಸ್ಕೊಬೇಡಿ. ಬಟ್ 1 hour ಲಿಟ್ರಲಿ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಲಿಟ್ರಲಿ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗೋದು 1 hour ಲಿಟ್ರಲಿ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ 90 ಡೇಸ್ ಯಾರು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾರೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇಲ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ಎಸ್ ಸರ್, ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ವೇಸ್ಟ್. ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾತು ಬೇಡ ನಮಗೆ. ಎಸ್, ನೋ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ಟುಮಾರೋ ವಿಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿ, ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಎಸ್, ಬಟ್ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತೂ ಕೊಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಎಸ್, ಸಿ ಮೈ ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಇಸ್, ಸಿ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ 25 to 30 ರೇಂಜಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರೆ, 30 ಇಯರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರೆ, ವೈ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ರೆಸ್ಟ್? ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ? ಹಾರ್ಡ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 5 hours ಮಲಗಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕಲ್ವಾ? ಅದೇ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಾಕಲ್ವಾ? 5 to 6 hours ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ಸಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್. ಇನ್ನು ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು 18 hours ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಓದಲೇಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ಎಸ್, ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ವಿಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಟುಮಾರೋ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ. Yes, exactly, Mahantesh. It includes complete prelims course, all the subjects, all the 6 subjects. Yes. So please clarify it's paid class or YouTube class. It is paid class, Vikram. This is just a demo. First class is demo. Okay. Yes. See, this is not crash course. Who said this is crash course? This is crash course alve alla idu. This is complete course. Yes. This is complete course. Yes, it includes both the papers, paper 1 as well as paper 2. Now with respect to paper 1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕವರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ಷಂಟ್, ವಿಚ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ ಮೆಡಿವಿಯಲ್, ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡರ್ನ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, Polity, it includes polity, it includes geography of India, geography of world, geography of Karnataka. Followed by ಇನ್ನೊಂದು it is economy. We'll be discussing about economy of, I can say, India, economy of Karnataka also, including economic survey budget, paper 1. And the paper 2 includes majorly, it is science and technology we are covering now, environment and ecology, second one. And the third one here is, it includes CSAT also. The prelims course includes the complete course. It is paper 1 and paper 2 with respect to prelims. The prelims includes ಎಲ್ಲ. Yes, ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ the free, I can say, test series access ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, free test series. Okay, ಫ್ರೀ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ನಾನು ಬರೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಈಗ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಡಲೇಬೇಕು, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಫ್ರೀ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದಾಗಬೇಕು. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಹಾಂ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ the notes will be available with respect to prelims. Okay, at least saku ishtu. Yes, timings remain same. That is 6 to 8. Timings remain same, 6 to 8. Yes. Okay, done. Okay alva? Yes, see you all tomorrow. Okay alva? Thank you. Yes, online we have given you a number. Interested can call the academy. Yes, Shruti, like I'll handle majority but not all. Yes, okay. Before leaving, just give a thumbs up if you're liking. Yes, okay.